Hi everyone, Giuliano here. In this video I'll show you how you can install and use Microsoft Lists in Microsoft Teams. But before to jump in, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay tuned with my next videos. Microsoft has released this new application, Microsoft Lists, that you can install easily as a tab in one of your channels. This application allows you to add existing SharePoint lists or create new one from existing template. Microsoft Lists is not a replacement of To-Do or Planner, which are focused on tasks. Microsoft Lists helps you to keep organized data and information. Microsoft is still in the phase to roll out the full capabilities of this application. But let's jump on my PC and I'll show you every step how you can install and use Microsoft Lists. Let's go! Here I am on my PC and I have Microsoft Teams opened. Let's start to run Microsoft Lists. We have two options. We can run the application from here, just typing lists. Here we go, and I can add this application on a channel, on existing channels that I have. Or the second option, I can directly from the team navigate in the channel and then click on the plus button here to add a new tab. And here I have the new application available, Microsoft Lists. If you don't see the application here, you have to enable this application in the Teams Admin Center. If you don't have access there, you have to ask at your admin to enable this application. I'll show you now how you can enable this application. So jumping on the Teams Admin Center that I already have here available, you can expand the menu item Teams Apps. Then in Manage Apps here you can type in the search by name lists and this application will show up. And then you can see if the status is allowed. And you have to add this application to the global policy here if you want to make it available to the entire organization so every user is able to use it. Or you can also create additional policy where you can target only specific users or groups, and then you can add this application to this policy. It's time to create a new tab in Microsoft Teams. So here I can click on the plus button, lists, clicking on save. This will name the tab lists. I can easily rename it and I can write Teams, for example. I have two options here. I can create a new list or add an existing one. I want to add an existing one, and I have three lists created here on the SharePoint side. I have Teams, Asset Manager, and Content Scheduler. Now jumping on the SharePoint side behind this team, I want to copy this URL because I want to show you that you can add an existing list from the URL. So adding here the URL and clicking on the arrow, this will add this SharePoint list to this tab. Unluckily, once you created this tab, you cannot change the settings, so you cannot change a URL, for example. You need to remove this tab and then create a new one. Let me create now a new list from scratch. Let me save. I will click on create a new list and I can create from an Excel file this list or from another existing list or a blank list. Click on the link in the right corner if you want to see another video that I created about Microsoft Lists with all capabilities available. Okay, let's create now a new list. I will select Asset Manager. I like this template. I can change the color. Let me select this one. And I will call it Devices. Create. And Here we go with this new list. Let me just add a few items in there. Okay, I have now this item here. I want to show you now how it's easy customize every column here. By clicking on this column, for example, I can go through column settings, format these columns, and then I can choose and style these choice fields. So for example, for available, I can change the color. I want to have gray. For reserved, I want to change this other color. In repair, and finally this last one, you can also select more color. You can change the icon as well, the font color. You can decide the alignment of the icon, the border. So there are a lot of functionality that helps you to style in the proper way this bill. Okay, this looks good. Save, close, and this is done. Another column that can be easily manipulated in terms of style is number. I don't have now this column here in this list. Let me add a new one, a number. Just type in number, save. So then let me open this item and I'll write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to list, and I have this new value here. What I can do now here is always in format this column, I have the data bars here available. So for positive values, I can decide the color, and for negative, which is now hidden, but if I type in for minimum value, minimum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I have now the ability to choose a color also for the negative values. If I save now this style, and I have this bar now which identify the green color because the number is positive, and in this area I will have the red color for the negative values. You can have also just one color which identify the positive number. Microsoft is rolling out also a new view for every SharePoint list, which is the gallery view. This is very cool because it gives you the ability to have this kind of view with cards instead of rows. I want to call out now the ability to add existing list. If I add again a new lists tab here, and if I click on the add existing list, I can copy the URL of a list that I already have in my personal lists. So for example, I can reuse this one. Switching on Teams again, I can click here, paste the URL, and I will have 404 file not found because this Microsoft list is stored in my OneDrive space as personal list. So then this will be not accessible. Another mistake that you can make is that if you had an existing list which is stored in a different SharePoint site, you will have the same behavior. I'll show you in a bit now by creating a new tab and by adding a new list here. Clicking on add an existing list and jumping on another SharePoint site, for example this one IT, I can copy this URL and paste this URL. Then clicking here, I can add this list. So now this is visible for me because I am member of the global HR and the IT team. However, changing perspective, I am here logged in as Li Gu. If I click on the general channel and then Teams, I will not see this list because I have no permission. Again, to see the full capabilities of Microsoft Lists, click on the link in the right corner. Alright, that was a quick tutorial how you can install and use Microsoft Lists in Microsoft Teams. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned with my next videos. If you want to see me cover any other topics in the future, put a comment down below, I read them all, and this is also how I build my to-do lists. I hope to see you next time. Bye.